This is not music. Within Rastafari, the Nyabinghi drum is heartbeat, prayer, memory, resistance, and spiritual warfare, a sacred language carried from Africa across the Middle Passage and preserved for centuries. Now, inside a global music industry worth over $31 billion, that meaning faces a stark choice: deeper understanding or commercial erasure. The sacred beats carry a message most of the world has never truly heard. Global observers often recognize the outward symbols of the Rastafari faith, the heavy bass lines of reggae, dreadlocks, and the red, gold, and green of popular culture. Yet, community elders explain that these public displays hide a far more sacred truth. The drum acts as a direct spiritual vibration connecting people to Jah, standing apart from musical entertainment. Within the communal gathering, this sound is the heartbeat of life and creation. It is a sacred communication woven into worship, chanting, reasoning, and resistance. When the congregation gathers, the rhythm functions as a living prayer. To understand its true purpose, the investigation must look past the familiar patterns of commercial music and focus on what these frequencies actually communicate to those who protect this heritage. The voice of this sacred language relies on three distinct drums, functioning as a single spiritual conversation. The large bass drum, also known as the thunder drum, provides the heavy resonance of the earth, ancestral strength, and spiritual grounding. Next is the funde, which maintains a steady tempo to carry discipline, balance, order, and continuity. The third instrument, the repeater, is the smallest and highest pitched drum. It communicates through rapid syncopated rolls, carrying movement, conversation, and direct spiritual expression. None of these drums operate in isolation. While the bass drum grounds the gathering and the funde maintains strict rhythmic order, the repeater is free to speak. Together, their coordination forms an unspoken language where meaning lives entirely within the relationship of the three beats. In West Central Africa, ceremonial drumming historically served as a direct bridge to the ancestors, using rhythmic call and response patterns to access the spiritual realm. During the Middle Passage, captive Africans carried these structures in their memory, preserving them as vital acts of remembrance and survival under colonial bans. In Jamaica, this ancestral heritage found refuge within distinct communities. The Maroons used coded drum languages to send coordinates across hills, coordinating military actions and preserving sacred Cromanti rhythms. Later, 19th century Congolese laborers reinforced these patterns through kumina, maintaining sacred drums like the kobandu and singing in Kikongo. At the same time, African-driven revivalism preserved the percussive drive of spirit possession. Rather than emerging from nothing, the sacred music of the Rastafari faith inherited this entire living sound world of resistance and memory. When the drumming sounds today within the communal gathering, it carries the weight of centuries. It is a preserved African continuum that survived plantation suppression to find its home in the collective worship of Jah. In the present tense of the faith, the Nyabinghi assembly remains a living, breathing discipline. When the congregation gathers for a reasoning or celebration, the drums open the sacred space, calling the community into chant and reflection. For Rastafari voices, this rhythmic environment transcends simple musical entertainment, and the drumming itself is a direct prayer, a deep meditation, and an act of spiritual warfare. Every strike of the hide acts as a warrior cry against oppression, anchoring the physical body to the earth while elevating the spirit. Because these gatherings are sacred and deeply personal spaces of worship, modern protocol dictates that capturing these vibrations requires explicit consent from the elder drum keepers. It is a covenant of cultural respect. To hear the drums within these protected spaces is to experience a continuous liturgy, one that transforms the communal ground into a sanctuary where memory and divinity align in real time. Outside of its ceremonial role, the Nyabinghi drum stands as a direct instrument of moral and political defiance. To Rastafari voices, this rhythm is a weapon of spiritual warfare directed against Babylon, the oppressive structures of the modern world. This spiritual force is sustained by strict communal discipline, collective reverence, and devotion to Jah. By preserving these precise, unyielding cadences, the drum serves as a living archive of survival, carrying African identity and historical memory into the present. Every strike of the hide represents an active refusal of oppression. Within the faith, the drum functions as a structured protest where sound becomes a shield against cultural erasure. This is never a neutral musical expression, it is a deliberate act of spiritual warfare. Through centuries of suppression, this rhythmic continuity remains unbroken, guarded by elders who understand that true resistance requires spiritual order rather than simple musical energy. The drum remains an emblem of refusal, asserting that ancestral identity cannot be colonized. In the late 1950s, these secluded ritual rhythms began filtering out of the hills and into Jamaica's emerging recording studios. Count Ossie served as the primary bridge, integrating the sacred three-drum patterns into early popular recordings, including the 1959 classic "O Carolina." This integration permanently altered the trajectory of ska, rocksteady, and eventually reggae, grounding commercial music in the steady heartbeat of the funde and the deep pulse of the bass. Today, the textures of these sacred drums travel through a massive commercial network, with global recorded music revenues reaching $31.7 billion in 2025. Yet cultural observers emphasize that influence is not equivalence. While the music industry utilizes these rhythmic patterns to drive global hits, the commercialized adaptation does not reproduce the ritual meaning. Outside the sacred groundation, the syncopations of the repeater and the steady pulse of the funde become elements of style, detached from the spiritual warfare, ancestral dialogue, and direct prayer that define their true purpose. Inside the groundation, the drum circle creates a shared spiritual language, where the combined pulse carries unity, reverence, and divine connection. To those within the movement, this collective vibration is a structured meditation, far removed from mere performance. Yet, outsiders often hear only a rhythmic display, missing the deep theological reality. Community elders caution that while these drums are sacred, Nyabinghi is not the sole expression of the Rastafari faith. Protocols also remain highly localized. In some houses, gender guidelines traditionally reserve the beating of the hides for men, while women lead the singing and chanting, though other yards permit more fluid participation. The meaning of the pulse is never dictated by a single universal rule, but by the disciplined covenants of each individual house. Today, a new generation of players stands at a crossroads, turning to the drums to reclaim their African heritage and the core teachings of the Rastafari faith. Yet, as reggae and Jamaican culture continue to expand globally, this sacred vibration meets a difficult test. The worldwide demand for these rhythms brings both visibility and the risk of dilution, where sacred chants are sampled and stripped of their ritual context to serve as simple entertainment. The division between these two paths determines the future of the tradition. True preservation allows the drums to remain a direct source of spiritual discipline, unity, and resistance to Babylon. But when audiences only hear a pleasing groove without its deeper purpose, the sound remains audible while the message fades away. The responsibility now rests on those who hold the sticks to decide what survives. As the commercial world reduces sacred culture to mere performance, these ancient beats remain the unyielding heartbeat of Rastafari. They are not entertainment, but an eternal, living prayer to Jah. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Rasta Today for more stories, culture, history, and reasoning from the heart of the movement. Give thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.